So what's going on, people? My name is LittleMarMan. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Of course, we have another Zombies storyline video. Of course, we go totally in depth on each and every aspect of the Call of Duty Zombies storyline. And if that does sound like something you enjoy and you are not yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so for the build up to Black Ops 3 and of course throughout its season. We're going to be covering everything to do with the Call of Duty Zombies storyline. And of course, sit back and enjoy this episode because we are taking your questions on board for the next 2 or 3 weeks until Black Ops 3 comes out, and we're just going to clear everybody's sort of confusion up, and we're going to get all on the same page and sort of brush up on all their zombie knowledge leading up to Black Ops 3. So once again, if that does sound like something you will enjoy, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get into this episode. Of course, we have a question from CoD King, and he says, was Dempsey a part of the Nacht Der UnToten crew? People told me, but I don't know one for sure. Of course, this is quite a confusing topic, and not many people sort of understand it until you have the information. But once you get the information, it's pretty easy to understand, and that's what I'm going to make clear for you in this video. So, as you guys know, well, some of you may know, some of you may not know, Zombies was not supposed to actually be in Call of Duty World at War. About 12 developers were like, right, we want to add a third mode into this. We don't want it just to be campaign and multiplayer. Why not make into a third mode and sort of differ from the previous Call of Duty game that sort of aspired to be a great game? Of course, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare World at War was Call of Duty 5, and they wanted to sort of make this different and make this even better, because that's what every company tries to do. They try to make a better and better game every year. Some succeed and some don't. Of course, they included a third mode, sort of a last minute thing, and they didn't think about stories, and they didn't think about sort of the progression of this. They were just like, right, we'll make one map and let's just do it and see if people like it. And it was sort of just thrown there last minute, and sort of you unlocked it after the campaign, sort of something to reward sort of those dedicated to the campaign as well. So they threw it in, and they just carried, like, the 4 characters they did was sort of 4 Marines, just because sort of the Marine was sort of the team in sort of World at War, sort of who you most play as, and they just threw that in. Nothing much was thought of it, and then of course sort of Zombies sort of just blew up. Everybody just loved it. Everybody was trying to beat everybody, getting to higher rounds, and they were like, so what is the story behind this? And everyone was sort of getting into the story then of these 4 Marines, and nothing was sort of put on it. And then sort of Treyarch was like, right, we need to start working overtime, and those sort of 12 developers sort of multiplied into over 100, and of course then they started releasing maps and sort of brought in new characters, Richtofen, Takio, Dempsey and Nikolai. And sort of not much was said about the 4 Marines originally there, because they weren't they have pretty much nothing to do with our 4 characters, until Treyarch in an interview was like, so what's the connection between these two? And they were like, right, Dempsey, he's a Marine, and sort of we had 4 Marines in Nacht Der UnToten. The only connection really here is that Dempsey was one of those Marines. And of course then they said, when they made the map Verrukt, they said that sort of Nacht Der UnToten and Verrukt are sort of connected. As you guys see, sort of the trees like right below the moon in Nacht Der UnToten are the same trees sort of we see on the far window from Verrukt, and sort of that's how close they are. And then Dempsey met up with them in Verrukt trying to sort of evacuate Peter McCain, and that's how it was sort of the Marines and Dempsey sort of worked themselves into the story, and Treyarch worked it in well. Of course, it was originally sort of 4 Marines. They didn't really like have a plan for Zombies, but as it developed, they sort of had to sort of backtrack and sort of make up a story for Dempsey. So though, like, your friends are sort of, they're right and they're wrong. Basically, Dempsey wasn't originally there, but sort of Treyarch now sort of put him there, but he sort of doesn't have the facial design or the art or anything like that in World at War. We are sort of to just assume that one of them is Dempsey, even though none of them are ginger, if you know what I mean. So basically, it was unplanned, but basically now, as we go forward, it was Dempsey in Nacht Der UnToten being one of those Marines, and he was the only one to survive, which is pretty interesting as well. So that is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoy it, and of course I hope you all sort of liked the little history behind sort of the making of Zombies. I know like it's actually a really good story that I like to tell over and over again. I have mentioned it in a few videos, but I just thought I'd clear it up in a single sort of video on its own. So that is pretty much it. I'll talk to you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Smash the like button if you learned something, and subscribe if you haven't already, and of course I will talk to you all later. Once again, peace out. Thanks for watching.